In this video, I'll be teaching you how to create your own modules in the Computer Assisted Role-Playing system. Creating modules is one of the most exciting features of the system to me, because it allows you to create and tell your story the way that you want to. If you go to the Modules screen, you can create a module simply by giving it a name and clicking the Create button. It's now listed with your modules, with the status as constructing. Let's go ahead and edit it. Clicking the Edit button brings us into the module editor. The map starts out with just a single wall tile. Let's start by creating some of the walls and floors. If we click on Map Tiles, we can select a wall, and then we can place individual wall tiles. We can fill in a large area with wall tiles by holding down the Shift button, clicking one corner, and then clicking the other corner. If you want to carve out rooms and hallways inside this space of walls we've created, we can click on the floor tile, and then using the same shift click technique, replace some tiles with floor tiles. We can also create simple connections between rooms. As a general rule, one tile wide hallways are generally a problem because only one character can fit through them at a time. Experience dictates that making hallways at least 2 tiles wide is the way to go. You can also use the delete button to completely delete tiles that you don't want. Once you've drawn out a pretty good sized map, you're going to need spawn points where your players will start. To do this, click on the Spawn Points button and click where you want the spawns to go. You'll need one spawn point for each character that can play in your module. So you effectively limit the maximum number of player characters by how many spawn points you place. You can also delete spawn points if you think you've made too many. Once you've drawn out some rooms, you can add some furniture. Furniture has varying effects. For the most part, it just adds some color, like adding some chairs or maybe a gong. However, some items, such as a table, block movement. The handcart and the latrine also block movement. So keep this in mind when placing items, as you don't want to set it up in a way that the players can't get through the map at all. The curtains are useful in that they block vision but do not block movement. These allow you to have a room that is invisible until the players pass through the curtains. At the end of your adventure, you'll want at least one treasure chest. This chest will automatically be filled with money that is calculated based on how much damage the players do and how much loot they gather. If you want your module to be able to be played as a one-shot, you'll have to create player characters. You can do this by simply selecting the player characters and then adding as many as you'd like. A better way to use this is to use character templates, but that'll be covered in another video. Finally, you'll want to place NPCs. These are your enemies. You can select from any of the enemies listed here. If you've created any character templates, they'll also be available to select from. Again, the creation of character templates will be covered in a future video. In this place, I'm just going to place some imps. Once you've placed them, you have the ability to change. For example, I can give this imp a name, and I can give him, for example, a saber. The default imp doesn't have any weapons. Again, you can speed this process up by creating character templates, which will be covered in the next video. Once you've got everything the way you like, save and exit. You can then click on the Play Test button and select which fellowships you'd like to be able to use the module. Now when you go to that fellowship, you'll find that you can play this module just like any of the other existing modules.